Hey everyone, it's Sunday, October 29th. I'm back in the office trying to get some work done. Pumped still about this Andrews County deal. I got the plat map on my desk. I think we are over half sold out now. I talked about the 32 10 plus acre subdivide, plat exempt in Texas. Each lot is 10 to 11, couple are a little larger acres. So there's 32 lots. We've sold 17 of them. So we got 15 left. It's only been 45 days. So this is performing pretty well. We ended up putting up that roadside sign, which I'm sure some of y'all have seen, and that, man, is working awesome. We got people, I've got probably 10, 12 calls from that sign so far, and I think 4 or 5 sales from it. And what's crazy is I posted on my Facebook page the picture of me with the drill out at the sign, and I think that kind of pairing of me posting the picture of the sign and running ads to that picture caused a lot higher performance for some reason. Either the people then saw my online ad and then went out and saw the sign, or something clicked in their head. They're like, okay, this guy actually has a sign on the land. This is official. This is not a scam. Because when we're doing these online land sales, and we do a lot of Facebook ads, obviously, there's a lot of people that are just skeptical. I don't know. They want you to go out and meet them, go show them the land. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Andrews, Texas. I'm in Fort Worth. That's over 4 hours away. So I think that combination actually had some sort of crazy viral boosting effect, because the cost per lead on that right now is about $7.50 per message for a Facebook business page ad, which is pretty good. And it's over $500 of ad spend already, I believe, on there. So for it to still be at $7-ish per lead is pretty dang good. Desk is a mess as always. Cornutus. We spent the last week or so out there. So I always come back to the desk. It's a mess. I got always come back to a bunch of closing packages and stuff and checks and everything that I need to put into my softwares and note management system and all that. But one thing that I do want to stress to you guys, and I'm having a problem with right now, is I have another plat in Midland County that I'm trying to push through. It's very important to stay on top of your contractors or employees or consultants, whoever it is, obviously, right? And this is a great example of it. We have this plat that's trying to get pushed through in Midland County for 150 acres. It's like a $4 million project. I believe there's 5 utilities or so that need to sign off, and we were waiting on signatures for 2 of them. One of them we know is the power company, constant pain in the butt. The other one, however, was a fiber optic company, and it was 3 weeks since my surveyor had sent out the plat for him to review and sign. I call my surveyor. I'm like, Peter, do we have any update from the guys over at Astound? Haven't seen anything from them. It's been 3 weeks now. He's like, I've called them. I've done this and that. It just, they aren't cooperating. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to step in here and take the lead. And so I fire off an email on top of my surveyor's email. And I sent it off at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was driving back from Cornutus, and I got back at like 10 o'clock at night. And I opened my email to see that the email had bounced. Had sent it to an employee who no longer works at the company. And so that was the reason why it has been 3 weeks and hadn't heard from him. So I got in the next day, pulled up the current employee's contact information, gave him a call. He's like, oh yeah, I haven't got the plat yet. Send it over to me. Here's my email. And we don't have fiber out there, but I'll sign it for you because we need a signature and get it reviewed as soon as possible. He was kind of a little angry and on edge because like, I'm super busy. I'm doing all these projects. I'm like, wait, yeah, I understand. But as quick as you can get to, we're trying to get it in front of the November 7th Commissioner's Court hearing. And so when you're dealing with these county people, these contractors, these surveyors, you got to lean on them and push them, but you got to be very careful not to do it too hard because then they push back, right? So if you constantly call them and bug them every single day, it gets to the point where they're purposely not going to sign a plat or purposely not going to get you what you need just to spite you because you're bugging them so much. So that guy was gracious enough to get us the plat back signed the same day. That was this last Friday. So we're waiting on one signature to get this plat approved. I'm excited to start sales out there because we got 60 lots, including one house, which is about a $600,000 or $700,000 house, a custom built home out there, and it's at least a $3.5 million project. We paid 1.1 for it. Have to build a 1.5 miles of dirt road. We got a small HOA on the project, and all of that has kind of been finalized and in the works. The HOA has been recorded. The road bids are out. We're just waiting on the county to approve, and then once they do, I'm ripping sales. I'm very excited on sales for this because there's 62 acre, 2.1 acre lots or so, and there's 59 2.1 acre lots and one larger 17 acre lot with the house. So those 59 lots I'm kind of budgeting $2,000 down, $1,000 a month for 60 months for 2 acres. So that's a note of about $50,000. So that's sales plus a down payment of $26,000 per acre, which if we can get that out there, that's obviously smoking. And then what we can sell those notes for on the back end, on the aftermarket to an investor, because they're only 5-year notes, they're not that long, the discount is not as steep. So even if I sell them to an 18% return to an investor, I think we ought to be able to cash out of the deal at least $20,000 per acre, maybe $18,000 per acre. And I believe we are into it for $7,000 or so per acre. So it's gonna be a great deal. And speaking of selling notes on the back end to an investor, I just got a Facebook message actually before I started recording this video on the Andrews County land. The guy's like, "Are utilities included?" And I kind of, he was kind of being a not so serious, troll, so to speak. And so when I get people who are like that, I kind of like to slap them back a little bit, especially if they post on my page publicly. I like to smack them back and set it straight. That way future people who see the post or ad know what's up. But this guy hits me up. He's like, "Are utilities included? They ought to be for $60,000. And I said, "Well, sir, first of all, this is a $50,000 purchase at 7% interest. $60,000 is the total." And I said, "Second, you're talking a well out there that's $8,500, a septic that is $5,000, and a power drop that's, let's say, $2,500. So your costs for utilities are over $15,000. My cost basis on a 10-acre lot is $2,000 per acre, probably, or close to it, after we did the survey and road build and everything." So I said, now my cost to deliver you 10 acres with utilities is going to be $35,000. So even if I sold it and got $60,000, I'm not even doubling my money. Not to mention, if I were to sell that note on the back end to an investor, I'm probably getting $40,000 for it, like I said, at a 16 to 18% yield. And so I'm selling the note for $40. My cost basis with utilities and everything, all into it, are $35. So I'm profiting $5,000 on a 10-acre lot to get you utilities. I'm like, "Sir, obviously I can't provide utilities at this price. And not to mention, you're only giving me $1,500 down and $1,000 a month for 60 months. I'm not going to have my money back in the deal until like at least 30 months, 33 months, if I give you full utilities." So that is exactly why I do not provide utilities to my end buyers, because if I did, obviously I would need to jack the price up a ton, because I'm not making any money by providing utilities and selling it for $1,500 down and $1,000 a month for 60 months. Now I need to jack the price up. What do I need to raise it to? Probably quite a bit, because I've just about doubled my cost basis in the land by adding utilities. So do I need to double the price of the land? Well, now that guy who hit me up, "Oh, do you have utilities on this land for $60,000? Now he's looking at a $120,000 piece of land with utilities, and obviously he's not going to want to buy it. That's too expensive. So that what we get to is the end buyer, when you start providing utilities and doing all this stuff, usually doesn't perceive that added value, in my opinion, that you've provided by adding utilities. Because I need to raise the price, and they don't want to pay a higher price, but they want the best of both worlds. They want the low price and utilities, and it don't work that way, obviously. So we try to sell land as raw as possible. Sometimes we can't avoid it. We have to build roads, run power, etc. But there's two massive projects going on right now that I'm really excited about. And we had, I'm not sure if it was a record week last week, but it was close to it. There was a 2 or 3 day stretch where we sold 8 lots in both this Andrews County deal and the Abilene Jones County deal I got going on. I think in the last week or so, we've put on over 500,000 in notes on the books and notes receivable over those 8 lots, originating $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 notes to end buyers. So we got a lot of people buying still, especially with owner financing, originating a lot of notes, creating a lot of happy customers, and our note portfolio is growing and growing and growing. And that's what you want to see. Is constant growth in the note portfolio. And then when I need the extra cash, which I'm looking to probably offload a couple notes here in the near future to raise some capital, go do more projects, pay Uncle Sam, cover costs of roads, etc. There's a million different uses that we put the capital to work for. Cornutus, which is over 300,000 in the hole right now. So yeah, lots of exciting times coming in the future. More notes to be originated. I love the owner financing game, obviously. And fingers crossed that we get that Midland County plat approved November 7th, and I shall keep y'all updated on that because that's going to be the next massive project for myself, and then it's on to the next one.